Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome back to another Couture Live. If you're joining from YouTube, how's it going? Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. If you're watching the replay, leave us some comments. If you're joining us on Facebook, make sure to like our Facebook page and get notifications. As you guys are joining, I know a lot of you might be new to Couture and might ask yourself, well, what is it? Well, so there it is. How cool is that? Absolutely love it. And probably the next question I get when I show that video is, how do I experience Couture? It looks great, but how do I experience it? And there's 3 different ways you can experience Couture. Give me one sec here. We have not got a Facebook comment. I want to make sure we're live on Facebook. So give me one sec.
Here's one.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so there is 3 ways you can experience Couture. You can, of course, shop our site and get some amazing products, but you can also save money. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Why pay full price when you don't have to? When you shop Couture, you are getting a product that is guaranteed satisfaction, but you can also get that same comfort by joining our club or joining as a designer. 2 different options, but you still will be able to belong to our community and save money. The first one, which is called our Club Couture, is a happy meal every single month. You're going to get a package with an exclusive transfer. This exclusive transfer comes with 3 pay singles, and every month you'll get tutorials on YouTube and PDF on how to complete the project. This month it's this adorable welcome transfer, and this is just exclusive to designers and Club Couture members. So if you want that transfer, you have to make sure you're a Club Couture member or a designer. Now, Club Couture also comes with some amazing benefits like $4.95 flat rate shipping, and every month they have amazing promotions. This one is the all the way A, and this is $5 for US, $7 for Canada. I always say Canadian, Canada Club Couture members, but our Club Couture members that join with Ken's Creations get some exclusive benefits. They get access to our YouTube and Facebook communities where they can share projects. They get Happy Meal every quarter where we send them our favorite tools and some of our favorite items. I don't know, like maybe gnomes. Maybe Club Couture members will be getting a Christmas package, I'm just saying. And they get some amazing perks and discounts. So good, I can't even share them here. I'm not even kidding, I really can't. Now, there's always joining as a designer. Now, the reason people join as a designer are all different. Some want to get the discount of 40% because who doesn't want to save money? Some people just want to play with the product, make pretty things, but save money doing it. Some want to host workshop, classes, share it with friends and families. And some people, surprisingly out there, want to belong to a tribe. And let me tell you, I have the best tribe. They're crazy as I am. So if you like this crazy vibe, you're going to love our tribe. I have the best team, the best Club Couture. We are so blessed. But people will say, I don't know which one to go with. Well, I always tell people, if you're going to spend about $150 in one transaction, your best bet is to become a designer. And the reason why is for just $99, you get this beautiful starter kit that comes with 5 jars of paste, 7 transfers, a beautiful apron. You get surfaces, squeegee, everything you need. You also get our startup guide, which will go over Designer Debut. Designer Debut is a way for you to earn up to $480 free dollars. You heard that right, 480. How is that? Well, for every 200 PV, which essentially is our currency, you get 20 designer dollars. But for the first 3 months you are with Chalk Couture in phase 1, 2, and 3, if you hit these achievements, you'll get not only 240 designer dollars, Chalk Couture will double that, giving you 480. Plus, you're getting another 150 just in the starter kit. So there truly is a way to make money beautifully with Chalk Couture. Now, no matter how you experience Chalk Couture, we would love to be your designer. So when you do head over to our website, make sure my photo and Ken's Creations is in the upper right-hand corner. That tells you you're on our site. I get people all the time, Ken, how do I know? I think I want to do a designer, but I'm not sure. What do we always tell them?
Try Club Couture first. If you really love it, then become a designer.
Yeah, so Club Couture is a minimum commitment of 3 months. But during that 3 months, if you decide, I want to be a designer, you can easily join as a designer on our team and get out of that 3-month commitment. Vice versa, I've had designers. I had one just resign today and said, I think I'm better suited as one of your Club Couture members. She resigned and joined our Club Couture program. So I always tell people, we will do whatever's best for you. I will never convince someone to stay as a designer or to be a Club Couture or anything. And I also tell my Club Couture members all the time, we get it. Life happens. So we even had Club Couture members reach out like, I'm so sorry I have to leave for a little bit of time. You can still be part of our community and still love chalk. So no matter how you want to experience Chalk Couture or what questions you have, let us know during our live. We would be happy to answer those for you. Now, tonight we are going to be making some fun projects based around kind of simple. Sometimes our projects are simple. Sometimes they're complicated. I wouldn't say complicated, but like these little guys right here. This is what we made on our live yesterday. So we actually made this one yesterday on the live. Look at that. And it hangs. A lot of people says, how is it supported? So look at how cute this is. This is the red chilling with my nomies. And then today I recorded the green chilling with my nomies. So this way you guys will have a video tomorrow that is edited, voiceovered. Should be under 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So if you want to make this using our Be Merry kit, you definitely can. So aren't they cute though?
Very cool.
Yeah, so we'll get these out of the way and give that back to Sean. I just wanted to mention real quick, people are asking me, we're kind of confused by the catalog. So let me kind of go over this. We have three catalogs right now. We are in our autumn winter, but we are getting very close to the end of this. This ends in January. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that means our in vogue colors, which you can find on this page of the catalog right here, which is Rosewood, Scarlet, Camel, Shimmer Harvest, Shimmer Olive. They will end after this catalog. And a lot of these items will retire at the end of the catalog. So if there's items you want, I suggest getting them soon. We're also in the holiday suite and our winter warm-up, and I'll let Sean explain those real quick.
So the holiday suite is like a secondary catalog that comes out, not like a big one like this one. This one is designed all about Christmas.
Yes.
Which is great. So you get all these, you get great Christmas in that one, and then you even get
You
more
get
in
like,
this one.
because let's be honest, it's all about the magic of Christmas. So this is that. This is the first time we've released this. Now this is not a catalog. This is a promotion called the Winter Warm-Up. And essentially the reason we have this is when last year we released our holiday suite, people were like, there's no Valentine's. I celebrate Valentine's. And it was like, oh. But by the time we would wait for our spring summer catalog, it was already too late. So they've released basically this promotion, which is called the Winter Warm-Up. It has very, all the themes is kind of love and being with someone. I will let you know there are a few in here that will carry over into the spring, summer. So for example, some of these that are, you never know, dear, how much I love you, will carry over. But the ones that are very Valentine's based will retire. Regardless on designs, this is a big one. If you love something, get it while you can, because when it's retired, it is retired. On that note, these right now are the in vogue colors. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 sec here.
We should be good, I think.
I don't know what Sean did there, so give us a second here.
We're still live. We're still live. I think
Okay.
it's just up there.
Can you fix that or no?
Give me a moment. You can continue this.
Okay.
Please.
So these are the in vogue colors that are going to go away at the end of this catalog. So you have Scarlet, you have Rosewood, you have Shimmer, Olive Shimmer, Harvest, and Camel. So you want to make sure you get these before they are gone. So for those of you who missed it, actually like this view the best.
Yeah.
You can monitor comments.
Yes.
So for those of you who missed it yesterday, I did give Sean a hard time. So as you guys may or may not know, Sean gets kind of focused in Sean's world, sometimes in the comments, and he forgets stuff. And so many of you reached out to me after yesterday's live and was like, oh my gosh, I was dying. He was arguing with you. You're right. He literally, like, here's one thing, like, the best one was when I was like, no one's going to Canada. And he goes, I didn't say Canada. I said Africa. And I was like, you said Canada. He's like, no, I didn't. And then everyone started saying, yeah, you did, Sean. And I was like, bask in the glory. So you guys get to see it live. And he got to clean up a lot of
paste mix.
Yes.
That I dropped.
Yeah. So anyways, if you guys have questions during today's project, let us know. I just wanted you guys to know about these because these will go, especially the shimmer, Harvest, and Olive.
And I love that Harvest.
Yeah. And that's what we actually used on the green gnome board. So cute. I love it. All right, so let's get started with tonight's project. Sean will monitor comments. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this transfer, and it is the Christmas Sentiments. Now, the Christmas Sentiments is a D-size transfer. So what does that mean, Jonathan?
It means it's 18 by 18.
Now, I love 18 by 18. They are perfectly sized for our pillows. And for, sorry, Sean, that I'm going to unlock it because I know it doesn't like you anymore. It is perfectly sized for our pillows and what we're using it on today, which is
the Sylvie.
The Sylvie board. Now, I'm going to leave the corners on mine just because if we do auction this off, which I'm sure we will, the corners are still on there. Before you start a project like this, a couple things you want to make sure, flip it over. Look for our logo, and then look for this. That way you know you're doing it the right way. Now, a tip I want to give you is a lot of people say, Ken, I hate putting 2 holes in my wall. I get it. I'm the same way. So what I tell people is go to Home Depot. You can get this in the section where it's securing a truckload, and I just tie twine here to here and hang it with that because I'm the same way. I don't need holes all over my walls. So if you're like that, definitely do that. And before we get started, we always want to check our paste. Now the colors I'm using in today's is Shimmer Frost, Peony, Scarlet, which is an in vogue color, Tide, and Pesto. And I like to just check my paste to make sure it's ready to go on something. Even if you're doing something called the paste and peel, which is what we'll do, we always check it. So the Frost, which is, oh my gosh, look at that. It's beautiful. Very rarely do our shimmers need extra water or anything. Have you ever had it where it's dried out to the point where it needs water, Shani?
Not me.
Yeah.
I think it's always been good.
And this is a permanent color. So I get this question a lot too. With all the shimmers, we show what's permanent, what's not, what's going away. So I'll grab the ones that are permanent, if I can find them. Where is my shimmer shadow? Shimmer, Cocoa Pow.
Is that it?
Oh yeah. So The permanent shimmers right now that are not going away, just so you know, is... Oh, I'm missing copper. Where's my copper? Here it is. So these three, which are shimmer gold, silver, and copper. Look at those. And then we have shimmer frost, shimmer crimson, shimmer crimson and shimmer shadow. And I love these. They have added something to these that the shimmer just, it comes alive. Is there any way we can get it back to where I can see comments too, or no? We'll do it later.
Give me a minute.
So the ones that you are looking at getting before they go out is going to be the shimmer harvest, shimmer olive. And this one was a exclusive for designers. So that's another reason why it's kind of fun to be a designer. You get some cool perks sometimes. If you can, it's not a big deal, Shawnee. Yeah, I don't want you to worry about it.
I think I hit one of these F keys when I hit command.
Gotta love F keys, dude. But it probably wasn't his fault.
Oh yeah, it was. I hit command. I went to hit 2, but I hit F1 or F2, but it's...
So I'm really excited for this one because I love Subway art. Can we zoom out just a little bit? It's very tied in on that. I love Subway art. And this reminds me of Subway art. Last year we did one that was, they didn't bring it back this year. I'll grab it though. It was probably one of my favorite transfers from last year. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And it reminds me of this one, which is The Night Before Christmas. So I really like this look. But some people look at this and they get overwhelmed because they're like, how am I going to do this all real quickly? You're going to do the paste and peel method. I'm going to show you how.
Yep.
And remember that you can do stuff in one color and it makes a beautiful, beautiful impression.
Nicole has a kind of an interesting question.
All right, Nicole, what's your question?
She says, how did you get the large-sized shimmer gold container?
Oh, good question. So, the shimmers, you can go on us really quick. So, because of the C word, COVID, the people that make our paste jars, normally they are in a 3-ounce, which is this size. We can go to this camera real quick. This is a 3-ounce, but because the person that, or the company that manufactures these is now manufacturing plastic containers for hand sanitizer, we went to a different company and they were only able to do 4-ounce. So you're still going to get 3 ounces of paste, but it's in a 4-ounce jar. Now, here's where they kind of threw a kink, in my opinion.
Kind of.
So basically, I've always told people that you know what you're working with based on the color of your lid. Black is paste, white is ink. But because this 4 ounces is out and it kind of threw a loop for people, they now are doing white lids with a black sticker that says Chalkology paste. So this way you know it's letting you know that this is 3 ounces in a 4-ounce container. So, but I keep my lid for my old one, but that's basically why. All right, and then while I put these back, you can explain why we wrote the name on the back there.
So amazingly, when they make all these things and get them cut down to size, they're not perfect squares. So when you put a nice label on it saying, hey, this is the Christmas and this is the top. So when I put it back on, of course, this will be the top. It should go back on nice and correct because believe me, it's off a little bit. It's frustrating trying to figure out which one's the top by doing this way, right away.
Yeah. So what I like to do is open up and check all my paste to make sure it is the right consistency. We're looking for, I say cake batter. Some people say sour cream. Some people say whatever. And you're looking for a nice creamy consistency. Now, I know, you're all out there saying, Ken, I opened my paste jar and he said, get this consistency. And my consistency looks more like this. Dun, dun, dun. And it's got kind of like a cottage cheese lumpy. This is not our standard. Basically, this is a issue with our formulation that is currently being fixed. Now, I personally think they fixed it, and it's going to be an announcement in our next catalog. A lot of people have said, hey, why is so much stuff out of stock? Or why are board erasers out of stock? Why is certain paste out of stock? Sometimes towards the end of a catalog, they run out of stuff, but they know the next catalog is going to debut with a new look. For example, our box frames. Last catalog before in spring summer, we had our old box frames and they were all out of stock for like a month. And we're like, what's going on? Lo and behold, during autumn winter reveal, our box frames got an updo and they became a double-sided, dark on one side, white on the other. So sometimes I wonder when things are out of stock, are we getting a updated version? Yep, maybe they're doing something. So, but if you do get paste that looks like this and you've used it, even though it looks like it's gross, it works fine because of our transfers. Our transfers have a built-in essentially mesh. Think of like a screen door. So even if your paste is chunky, what's nice is when you push it over that, it's going to evenly spread it anyways. But this is something that the company is working on because this is what we've all come to know and love. And our CEO has even said, yes, we know, we're fixing it.
Yep.
So
fixing sometimes takes a little time.
Yeah, they actually had to bring in a company that's like a chemist and formulas and math equations and way smarter people than me. So I'm just getting this ready. I like to use the multi-tool to get my paste ready. The multi-tool is awesome because it's just that. It's multi-tool. One end, it has a small squeegee. And on the other end, it has a hockey stick.
And it's bendable at the very ends. It's very, very firm in the center, so it's got good grip and stuff, and it's silicone all the way through. Great doing small detail, and this is definitely used for cleaning the edges and the inside part of your jar when trying to keep your jars nice and clean so your stuff doesn't dry out.
Yeah, and so my Scarlet has a little bit, it was a little dry, so I added some distilled water with our fine mist sprayer. So funny, we, when, it was a year ago now, when, you can go test real quick, Shani. When, right before the fine mist sprayer came out, I told we were literally at a hair salon, and they had the exact same sprayer as this, and we used it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. I wish we had this, and lo and behold, they came out with it. And it's so funny, we have been working this last weekend at Allie's. She is installing, or we're doing a remodel with hers. And I see her dumping all of these like Mr. Clean stuff in different bottles. I go, what are you doing? She was like, oh my God, these spray lids are so amazing. And I was like, Allie, I can get you those. They're Chalk Couture. And she was like, I love them. We just combined them. So I've seen a lot of people buy these just to have the lid because it's nice and even. It's a light mist.
Super fine mist.
Super fine.
Super fine.
All right, let's check our Tide. And our Tide needs just a little bit. So if you're going to do a lot of cleaning or your paste jars, I move my transfer out of the way. I'm going to spray in there. And I always start just with one spray. And it's a very light stir. If you start going too much right in the beginning, you're going to splash your paste out everywhere, which is super sad face. No bueno, right, Shani?
No bueno.
All right, that one looks good. And you'll notice I'm just placing these off to the side, and then I put the lids right next to it. And why do I put the lids next to it, Shani?
So you can put your squeegee right in there.
Yeah. So I like to have it where I just put my squeegee there. I have my water over here that I can get rid of it. I agree, Allie. They do make it. I'm going to get you some too. She needs more because she loves them. It's a fine mist. They're amazing. That's all there is to it. I'm so excited too when we went to the last convention, not this one, but the one before, because they had those and Sean was like, these are amazing. So anyways, he's already stressing about this lid. Let's talk about that.
So when we say trying to keep things clean, your jars clean, whatever, that also includes you got to keep your lids clean because if it may not, when you're putting it back on, it may not keep a great seal and it could dry out if it's a color you don't use very often. So always make sure the upper lid, the outer parts, and the lid is on all nice and clean.
Which is why yesterday he had his little oopsie doodly, because I have learned that when I'm done with the paste, don't put the lid on because he'll say, I have to clean those. I'll worry about it later. So I don't. I literally just go place it on like this, and I put it over to his side because this is what happens when Kenny cleans. So he went to go move it, not knowing that, and he grabbed two at the same time and everywhere. And then he was like, it wasn't me. I didn't know. How did I? And I was like, listen, mister, it's never my fault. All right. So now that those are done, we're going to grab our transfer. And transfers, especially the D size or E's, can be a little bit cumbersome to work with at first. So what I do is I put it face down and remove the backing. Now, in removing the backing, sometimes it will curl in on itself. No big deal. Most of the time, if it's a very easy one, you can easily just gently pull it. Worst case, if it's all crumpled up, you just run it under warm water. Let the water do its magic. Yep. Now, this is a brand new transfer. So even though it's going on our surface, we don't need to wax our surface, but we do want to fuzz. Why is fuzzy? Why would I want to fuzz a transfer? I want to keep the stick, Sean.
Well, it's such a great stick that you want to kind of reduce it so it does not stick really toughly, if that's a word, on your surfaces, especially non-porous like glass, metal, mirrors, certain metals.
Remember, a transfer really is a piece of fabric. So if it is on your surface so tight, when you lift it, two things. If it's you didn't fuzz it, and if you pull straight towards you, not up, straight towards you, it's going to curl. And worst case, it could stretch your transfer. And that's where sometimes you'll see weird transfers that don't line up, or like Sean will say, the transfer either shrank or got bigger. Well, it's because it's fabric. Sometimes stretching it will actually even do that. Why are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me? See, that's what you would normally do is go. But
these are a lot better, or much forgiving than the older ones. The older ones, man, as soon as it touched, straight to the water. You had to go straight to the water.
All right, so we have our board. Now, this is our boutique boards. It's got a boutique finish, bougie, and it's different than our 8-in boards. I'm going to grab one so I can show you what I mean.
So boutique is what we just saw.
So this is the gallery.
And so this one is a piece of thin steel that has been porcelain coated, so you can put a magnet type thing. If you can grab one off to the side there. Yeah. Which is really cool. And this is something they used to have with Couture way back when.
If Nancy's in the room.
She is. She's here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy. See? It'll stick.
Love it.
Let it snow, baby.
So these, you can instantly tell because they're a little bit more, they're dull.
Yeah, very dull. Almost like a real chalkboard that you would find.
And
because it's
you really want to fuzz on these.
Yeah.
And you can see on this one, see how it's got kind of
there's a texture to this material.
Almost like it's already been waxed on. So, all right, let's get going.
Yes.
I got to edit a video tonight.
I have to go help Miss Ellie.
Tonight?
Yeah, are we doing that tonight or are we doing that tomorrow?
I don't know, whenever she tells me to do it.
I can come on over right after this, Miss Ellie.
I'll get Taco Bell. Okay, so here we go. And then and then the big thing is you want to make sure there is no ripples or bubbles. And this is really important, especially in stuff like that.
Yep.
So you can see there's a huge bubble there, right? There, you can see it when I turn it.
You can see the Y is ripple, too.
Yeah, see that? You want to avoid that because what will happen, Jonathan?
It basically looks like it's been glooped instead of a nice smooth...
Glooped. That's like a good term.
Like a bubble, an air bubble.
A gloop, a paste gloop. So if you have that, you just want to lift it up using your detail tool. Sean will show you that. And then just gently put it down and press the air out.
So they've got this nice hard nylon style, so you can actually use it on both this board and your other one, and it won't scratch. The other one could scratch if you use something metal type, but with the nylon, it will not.
So somehow I got a little paste under here. So there we go. All right. So once we are ready, we're going to do the paste and peel. Now you could do this all in white. Happy-go-lucky. But we're going to do a paste and peel. A paste and peel, I know, thank you very much.
Wasn't sure if you saw it.
All the pointing and pushing, yeah, I saw. The paste and peel is literally just that. It's paste and peel. We're going with some fun, different colors. We're going to start with, I personally like either to use the small or mini, unless I'm doing one color. If I'm doing one color, I'll do the 4-inch squeegee. But I prefer these ones. But we're going to start with this top portion right here. And I think I'm going to do frost, peony, green, scarlet. Then I'll end there. So we're going to start with the frost. Because frost, you have a little bit of time. Frost doesn't dry, or shimmer in general. It takes a little longer to dry. I don't know why that is. Why do you think it is?
I think the material, which we think is mica powder, just there might be something else on top of it because there is something very different.
It can't be glitter because glitter's too big.
No, it's something. But I think even on top of the mica powder, I think there's something else because it's almost jelly-like. I don't know. It's a weird consistency, but I think because of that, it does dry slower.
Yeah. So I put it on a little bit on the thicker side, and the reason why is this way it doesn't start drying. And Sean can explain what I mean by that, but as soon as you put down paste, it will start drying. And if you don't want it to dry, if you put it on thick, it will dry on the top, but still stay moist underneath of it.
That is true.
And that way you're giving yourself a little bit more time, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, I love peony. So pretty. Speaking of peony,
Miss Peony,
who is now Remy.
Remy. She coming tomorrow? Yeah. She's coming over tomorrow.
We're gonna have our little girl. We love watching our pups when they allow us to, and her owners are gonna be going out, and so she was like, "Would you want to?" I'm like, you don't even have to say anymore. Yes, bring her. Yeah,
bring her. You don't even have to ask. Just say, "We're bringing her." We just say, "Okay, we're here."
Yeah. So, for those of you who watch our pups, I'm sure we'll be posting in our group, but we'll probably do a live with her. She looks identical to her mom.
Oh yeah.
Kylo's dad, mom, and Sean saw, or everyone, if you watched my account from the car, saw our new puppy, and his dad is gorgeous. Okay, Merry Christmas. We are doing in Scarlet. It is, as Sean likes to say, a very Christmassy red.
More Christmassy. It's kind
Candy Apple is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I love Candy Apple, but this is definitely a deep red. It's a good Christmas red. And then when we remove, we're going to remove going backwards. And why is that, Mr. Shawnee?
Well, because since this Scarlet would be the last one, it's going to be the first one because you want to get to the point. Because the other ones are still wet and they're fine on the bottom. So by taking the last one off first, you can get to that last one with no problem. And this can start drying anyway once you start.
Yes. So I'm just going to remove, put it back in the jar. So a lot of people will say, gosh, your paste can's kind of expensive. And it's like, well, yeah, but really 3 ounces, it goes a long way. Because you're putting it, whatever you do not use, just right back into that jar. You do want to look for what I call harsh lines. And those, Sean will explain to you what are harshy lines.
Sometimes as you're dragging your squeegee across, it may kind of like push a little extra off to the side as you're pulling it. So there's this line, and if you left it there and pull it up, that line actually stays there, which is kind of weird how it does that because you think it'd be, since it's on the top, it wouldn't go through, but it does. So you definitely want to make sure all those lines are gone, or else you're going to have it.
White and red particularly are culprits, and I'm a heavy hand paster, so I tend to always just have it to begin with. So and then our last one is shimmer. Now that red looks like it's drying, so if it does, I'm going to show you how easy it is to repaste something if it is dried on you.
Just to let you know, there's a little red in your frost at the bottom there.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to grab my detail tool. lift a corner up and we're going to do a reveal. And then if anything looks like it isn't dry, we just put it right back down. Nice. So normally I would just do one hand and then dry it, but since I have Sean here, you're on cold, by the way. Thank you.
Paying a little extra attention to the shimmer because it does take just a hair longer to dry.
Trying to figure out. You know what? I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna bring in Shimmer Harvest.
Ooh.
I know, Sean.
That's
so
interesting.
This is one thing on paste and pull you do want to be careful of. Sometimes when you pull it back, if it drops, it can contaminate down here. Now, this luckily hit in teal areas, so I'm not worried about it. But had it hit in an area where it was open, you would want to fix that. So we're gonna start with Pesto in the December 25th. And then we're gonna do Tide, which I know is kind of a different color for Christmas, but I love, like, well, I guess so is Peony, but I love thinking different colors during the holidays.
Maya says, wow, that looks better than when you were pasting it on. Love how that pink turned out. You are beyond expert level, Ken. Never a disappointment.
Oh, you're so sweet. So sweet. All right, so we're going to grab our Tide. And so I always do paste and peel in 3 sections. I find it to work the best that way. So we're going to just do down to a little bit of the joy, but mostly, so I think we'll do this and this here. So I really want to do, let's do Peony here again. I love it so much. And then I'm going to be honest, the Shimmer Harvest was a last minute ad. So I'm looking at it and I want some sort of yellow, but I want it to sparkle. And the Shimmer Harvest will give us that sparkle, won't it?
Mm-hmm. Stacy was saying that the olive shimmer would look pretty too.
Oh, it would look pretty. Really, shimmer in general just looks gorgeous.
This is true.
All right. Grab some shimmer. I'm just going to do this top portion because we'll get the joy rest down. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did this color. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove backwards. You guys will note that I am using a new squeegee every time. I get it. Some people are like, why? It's my process. I like a clean squeegee. So I don't have dried squeegee on there and stuff. So, and now that I help Sean clean up, he can't complain.
Nope, I cannot.
It's so easy to clean squeegees though. So.
Oh yeah. Although they do need their good scrubbing, but
yeah, Sean likes to do
our
good scrubbing. We don't have our what?
Our barkeeper's friend.
Oh yeah.
We're all out of that.
This is true, Shawnee. Okay, so we're gonna grab our detail tool. Let's go ahead and okay, so just one sec. My 5 had a little piece that didn't on the very top. So anytime you have something like that, just grab some more paste. There we go. So the C on my December, same kind of thing. So I'm just going to grab, if you ever see that, just lay it right back down. Grab paste. And as long as you haven't lifted it up to the point where you should be able to do that. There we go. All right, so So anytime you do paste and peel, you just want to make sure you lay it right back down. And always check for bubbles again, because you are lifting it. Especially like on this Hallelujah, you can see it. All right, so we are gonna now go for the gusto. We're gonna finish down here. So I think we're gonna do the shimmer tide. What color should we do? I think I'm gonna do this in the frost.
I saw somebody say do this in harvest.
Let's see, I want to do that in tide because we did tide over there. So, all right, here we go. Because harvest is going to take up a big part of the joy. That's all going to be in harvest. I'll do some here. This is the beautiful scarlet. I'm going to grab the big, or not big, but small squeegee and do the joy. I have to stock up on some of this shimmer harvest before it's gone forever.
Yep.
Every once in a while, they will have stuff stay as a permanent color, like raspberry sorbet and guava started off as in vogue, and I think they were so popular that they added them. So we don't, I mean, maybe some of these harvests will stay, I don't know. Or the shimmers. It's a shame to see them go because they are gorgeous. Alright, so I want to do this, I think, in Shimmer Frost, because I don't really have another Shimmer Frost. And then I'll do the Silent Night in Pesto. What do you think?
Sounds great. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
He likes it. He likes it a lot. And then we're just going to start removing it going backwards. And since this will be the final one, once I'm done, Sean can dry and I will go wash. And I'll show you guys how I wash a transfer. So let's remove our pesto. Grab our frost next.
Do a pink shimmer for Easter.
Ooh, I'm wondering if we're going to get some in vogue new shimmer colors for this next upcoming catalog, because they are so popular. I could easily see them. What colors would you want to see for Easter? Like,
I like all the pastels that they have out there.
Yeah.
Which we have almost all of those kind of colors already.
But like shimmer, I'm talking about.
Oh,
like,
shimmer
what
wise?
kind of shimmers would you like to see?
Well, pink would be fun.
I think like a lavender. Ooh, wouldn't that be pretty?
Shimmer lavender, nice.
Shimmer cocoa puff. Okay, then we're going to remove this, which is our shimmer harvest. Oh my gosh, this is going to be pretty. Can you hold that side up for me? So my Emmanuel, which is in scarlet, I had where I didn't remove my paste. Because of that, it blocked a little bit. Got it. There we are. I'm going to go wash this.
I will dry.
Do you want to move it over to this camera and you can explain to people, before
Sure
I dry,
can.
explain to people what I'm doing?
Yep. So he's gonna take these big ones. We usually fold in on itself so you don't get the sticky side all over. But get your water running. Try to get the bulk part of this. If you have a sprayer, this works really well. I know some people may do these these big ones in the tub, and you may not have that capability. But if you do, great. Gonna get nice and wet. And then once you get a border eraser nice and wet like that as well, gonna just lightly go across it in the beginning. And don't freak out if you find some of the colors will stain these, which is totally fine. Usually, especially like the reds and some yellows and stuff, they stain, even black. But don't worry about it. If you can't get it off, it does not hurt it at all. Make sure you go back over it again and try to get the stuff that might stay behind. You can add a little more pressure at this point. And then once you're done, you're going to want to flip it over because there will be paste on the other side, even though it's been underwater. It's amazing. You'll actually see paste on the very outer edge of your stencil there, or of your transfer, and it's like you'd think it'd go away, but it doesn't. That's why you must flip it over and do it. This is an Enviro sponge. These work really well, especially under cold water, to get any of the shimmer that stays behind. Or if you've been using glitter, not to say it takes it off 100%, but it does really well getting the most of it off of there. There might be a little bit from time to time, but it does not damage it. And just like that, and once you're all done, you just rinse it and let it air dry upside down, sticky side up. I'm going to go ahead and dry this, so I'm going to mute. All right, there you go. We use more of the scratchy side of the Enviro sponge when doing that. That gives it enough, because when you're using a board eraser, it just basically puts it on there and doesn't do anything. It just sticks it. But once you use that scratchier side or the rough side of that sponge, that helps take it off. Didn't that turn out beautiful?
This is gorgeous. No, I did take a little bit of inspiration from our catalog, and you can see that here. I did change a little bit of the colors, but you can kind of see this was done in shimmer gold, I think, originally. They did this in bright white. This was Marvelous, which is more of a purple. So I changed the colors, but oh, look at that. Now, my December 25th, if Sean can zoom in a baby there. I want to fix that. So I'm just going to grab one of our color trays and a little bit of the pesto. And it won't take much, just that much. Off camera, I'm going to just put a little bit of distilled water. And you want to get it to I don't want to say an ultra thin consistency, but you do want it to be on the thinner side, almost like a watercolor. And then I'm going to have you hold that since I already took our mess thing. Mm-hmm. And then just grab, oh geez.
A rogue.
Yeah, on your paintbrushes, if you have little rogue bristles, you want to make sure to fix that because those little rogue bristles will grab stuff. So we'll start with
You can put it wherever you want. I can get to where you
the C first. So you can see right here on my C, it's not exactly where I want it. So I'm just going to, and it doesn't take much. You can see, done. And it will dry, but just watch the placement of your palms because even though this stuff is dry, your palms might have a little bit of moisture. And I've unfortunately ruined a whole design by that. And you just want to fix it just like that. And then right here, either my water or spit got on it. So if that happens, just take your fuzzing cloth and just lift it up first. Let it dry. And then we're going to grab our shimmer harvest. And this one probably wouldn't be that noticeable, but you can just very gently tap it to break that up. And then I just did that. Womp womp. But it's not dry yet, so I can just grab this. You can zoom out now, Sean. So what do you think, McCoy?
Looks awesome.
So I am going to dry where I made a mistake and use my detail tool to clean up that edge. You look on us real quick. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of this now that I've dried it a little more.
I'm gonna go and put some zinc.
In the sink, peeps. In the sink. So the thing on when you're using a paintbrush or stuff to fix mistakes, you don't want to go like a stroke because it will potentially reactivate stuff. So I do a kind of a dabbing motion. So, but let's show you.
Gorgeous.
Isn't it gorge? I love it. How fun, bright is this? It's gorgeous.
It really is.
And that shimmer harvest, let me see if I can get the light to hit it.
If not, we can do it from the top.
Oh yeah, here. Let me get all the paste out of the way because it's stressing me out. Put it over here. And then you can show them. I'm going to take this also, and I'll take all your lids for you, Sean.
Thank you.
Because I know him. I know my Sean. All right. Go for it. See what you can do.
By my naked eye, when I look at this, you can see what I consider a diamond dust effect in the color. There, you can kind of see it on that J there. See all that? Look at all that. That shimmer. Same with the Noel. You can see all that diamond dust. Look at the L. Holy Night might be a little harder because it's a little smaller, not as big, but it's there. By the naked eye, it's there, but you can definitely see it.
It's hard to capture it on screen.
It's doing good here because it's big.
Ooh,
look at that.
Ooh, look at it. So pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live. Super fun, easy. We will be back tomorrow. I'm excited for tomorrow because I'm using, it'll be a two-part. First part on Ken's Creations. Second part here, and we are doing Would You Bend / Do You Believe in Santa Claus theme.
Nice.
So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining. If you have questions on Chalk Couture, please feel free to reach out to us. And until tomorrow,